AKA Padders, welcome back to the channel. It's Memorial Day, and we're talking Rob Liefeld and some stolen valor. And I'm going to show you a book that came out a couple years ago, and the chaos around this title. One release. It's madness. And there's a lot that Rob Liefeld has yet to explain about this release. And if you're new to the channel, I don't know what I'm saying sometimes. If you're new to the channel, guys, and you like a little bit of what you see, subscribe, support, leave a comment. Thank you recently for some of the hater comments. That's when you know you're doing a good job. Guys, we're back talking about Rob Liefeld. If you haven't seen the headline or read the thumbnail or just seen everything that you get into the channel with, if this popped up in your feed or popped up as a suggestion, yes, Rob Liefeld, Stolen Valor, as a baseline. Okay, and I'm scooting over a little bit because over here, this is also the image that unraveled this entire project because it was released too early. Rob Liefeld literally has a hissy fit on Twitter and says, "You spoiled my plot twist." Not that we can expect true plot twists from any story written by Rob Liefeld, because the only plot twist that he knows how to do in comics is someone from the future comes back from the past. Someone that's a good guy is now a bad guy in the future, corrupted their vision. But later, we're going to find out that everyone is copacetic and on the right side. This is Cable, this is Prophet, this is the Cable ripoff character from Youngblood, not Cabot, Bravo. It's his thing, and we as fans like it. So it's not a big deal if I get it's unfortunate, it's not what you want, but that's a lot of the drama. Archie, later, they scrambled, they cobbled together his pages, they got something for their money's worth, because Archie, at the time, right, like, they have to act like a comic book publisher. They get this book out of the gate, and it gets released. And then you'll see, it's not in issue 1. You buy this, you might think it's in issue 1, but very small underneath that one is a one-shot. Getting into the Stolen Valor. We all know who colored this, and Rob Liefeld on Robservations goes on and on about how closely he works with his coloring team. Like, he's very connected to these people, and if we go through, maybe this is like a video coming, a upcoming video topic. Rob Liefeld not only has like a style evolution, and we highlighted some of that previously, but what he does with the colorists is also a part of that style evolution, and it is well art directed, it is well designed. I do give him all the credit in the world with that, because working with a colorist is very difficult, because you really have to frustrate the living hell out of them, because a colorist might give you their interpretation of what they view the image as, or the mood, or the idea, and they can even hit your notes, meaning like, I want to see blues and purples, and this is going to be a sunset, and can we have a highlight here? They may even hit all of those notes and still completely miss the mark. And comic book inking too falls within that same category. Now, for comic book inking, it's so much harder to pinpoint color. With a colorist, you kind of see it, but a lot of coloring is the personality of the practitioner, and you have to find someone with a similar personality, similar skill set, and can also give direction or take direction. And Rob Liefeld he has a way of working with the colorist, and that might be because he just I kind of envision some of this. He just stays on the phone with them and just keeps talking. and he's able to communicate enough, and the colorist is like, okay, like, I gotta get to work, Rob. I can't keep talking to you about this panel. Yeah, so we don't have any credited colorists in this, and this entire book comes together because of the coloring. And what we're about to see is, like, I call them reduced pages or one-to-one pages. We have a lot of splash pages, a lot of spreads. Just maybe too long of a fight, maybe not enough exposition, too many new characters wedged in, and sometimes this is the Rob Liefeld formula that works. But this project overall is a complete mess. And for Memorial Day, I thought, we would bring it to you because it's called The Shield. If you guys, haven't seen the picture yet. And then on the inside cover, we have a space for the colorist. There's a space for the colorist that's missing. We need to know more about this book. Now, it's my interpretation that we will never, ever get this. We will never get explanations because Rob Liefeld does somewhat run from the truths, and some of them are from the fandom, like the truths that we believe to be true. He runs away from explanations for that, and he uses his platform, Robservations, the podcast that he says I think is the biggest comic book podcast like ever. Could be true, I don't know. But he uses that platform as a revisionist position. And some of his history is very useful when he recounts some things, but his positioning around it sometimes is dubious. And yes, these are all future little baby topics coming from this channel. We have a laundry list of Rob Liefeld pushbacks, we'll call it. So let's hit that drawing table. The Shield from Archie Comics and Rob Liefeld. Stolen Valor, aka Powders, but I will say this. Holy crap, is this one great cover. Look at the colors. Red, white, and blue. I love the yellow. I love red, white, and blue and yellow. Rob Liefeld, long history with a star-spangled characters. U.S. agent Jack Kirby fighting American Jack Kirby, Captain America, Marvel Comics, even Die Hard from the original version of Youngblood. Red, white, and blue. Let's go. So cheers to all of you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. We can't get anywhere without you guys saying hello to Crypt, our mascot here, created by Stephen Platt with a little bit of help of Rob Liefeld. So what's my beef with this? Let me just show you real quick. So we have a couple splash pages here. We have this fantastic splash page, and we have Val Lezina signature right here. And then we get into our opening page, and this was a part of the controversy because this is anyway, I love this font. I don't know why. I want it, I need it. This is William Higgins, the original patriotic superhero, though you may know him as the Shield. Forged in the fires of war, he is virtually immortal and indestructible. But then we have Liefeld here with another different signature. So we're getting multiple colorists already. And then we get this. The Whiteout of Truth. For some reason we get someone writing the script. So, okay. Because I thought Rob Liefeld was writing this. I'm pretty sure he advertised that. But then we get right here. AKA Padders. Where's our colorist? Why are we not crediting our colorist? What did Rob Liefeld do? Because you can kind of see when we read this that Archie, Mike Pell over here, our co-president, editor-in-chief Victor Gorlick, John Goldwater, these individuals had to deal with this madman. Rob Liefeld exiting the deal. They already had an announcement. There was lots of excitement. They had orders to fulfill. All of this stuff, right? Rob Liefeld says he cleaned himself of the situation, hanged it in his pages, and he no longer wishes to contribute. I don't know who does that. Who acts that way. We get 20 pages. We only get 22 pages. And Rob Liefeld's not like, hey guys, can you like, you have to give credit to my color team because they make me look good. He doesn't do any of that. He leaves the colorist out, and he'll later say it's up to the publisher to do that. The publisher made an error. He even says when they credited Deadpool, it was a publisher error. He is so contradictory with a lot of these statements, takes, and positioning. It's not consistent. It's fly by night, and you get it all if you listen to Robservations. He drives you mad. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of what you want to call the highlight low era of coloring Rob Liefeld. It works. It's effective. It looks beautiful. And then we get Rob Liefeld doing what Rob Liefeld does best. He just draws characters. Fly Girl, Captain Commander, Shagwire, Black Hood, Comet, Fox, Lancelot Strong, ready to go. So they're getting like debriefed by over here by our girl. I forget the girl's name, but it's the Mighty Crusaders, and she's like, hey, we're kind of dealing with this like alternate timeline. And the shield guy becomes like this evil warrior. And then we get this absolutely horrible drawing. He's supposed to be sitting at home. And this is just bad, because what we want here, just out of illustration, right? Like, let's just say, like, we have our center line, and we kind of want our arms to come over the barrel of the rib cage. But Rob Liefeld, he puts the barrel over, which is fine. It's like a newer thing he kind of does. But we just, like, real simple, just want to cut it in, right? I mean, we're good here. But then when we get into the legs, we kind of need to foreshorten, right? Like, the leg kind of needs to do this. Right? Like, that's how we sit. But I don't know. We can't do that, and this actually looks like it's partially drawn. This looks like it's a sketch of a page, and I hate it when everything on these screens, it's just like it's that page that I showed you guys before. Like, how many times are we repeating the same image? But yeah, dude breaks in, we get into a fight. Some really nice coloring for this, so I would love to know who colored this. And then we get another small page. So the size of this page is probably this in the real world. Okay, that's how big this page is. Again, when you're the nice folks at Archie, when you're paying for something as a contractor, you owe them everything. You owe them your all. So whatever. And then we get a wasted double page spread here with 4 captions. The eyeball with the broken lens, nice touch. But yeah, this is a nice pose. I always like the Rob Liefeld chunky fist here, or the square fist, we'll call it. And then we get another partially drawn page, and it's really weird because if you were designing your book, you want the partially drawn pages, the reduction pages, or the 1/2 pages. You kind of want them to be on the inside. You don't want them to be facing the audience, because when people flip through the book, that's kind of what they're going to see. They're going to see the poorly drawn pages. So, but here though, like, we can kind of fix some of that real quick. See it's like. And I'm not saying we can't draw with exaggeration and within style, but see, like, the rib cage here just looks, so we need to, like, just cut that right there, and kind of, like, that's looking good. I say, like, just this, right there, like, that's it, Mr. Liefeld. We are looking good, right? Perfect. But this here, like, Rob Liefeld's great with his directional swings. He still draws one hell of a... He does know how to choreograph a fight on the comic page. Like, this is great, too. Like, they're right before they're about to... Look, he's, like, ramming him. They're about to go through the window. they crash through the window, and then he just like lands on top of him. It's like, it's cool stuff. But then, you know, we get poses like this that don't look like, again, like, can we slim down that rib cage? We got nice center line here. You know, and like shoot that leg out a little bit more. And maybe even like I will kind of do this. Like, how cool is that? Like, you know, like so much more torque. So torque when we're figure drawing is like, torque is like on the clavicle or the shoulders. You have the shoulders going one way, and then you have the hips going in the opposite way. So shoulders this way, hips that way. We always want to torque our figures. And you know, he knocks down the helicopter, even says it here, but certainly I can take out a helicopter. So the boom. And then we get some like really desperately drawn explosions here, and smoke and fire, and you know, whatever. But then we get, this is what I feel like is the pitch piece. I feel like this is what he created to pitch to Archie, and they said yes. And then this is like the best drawn thing, best color thing in the entire book. It's also the image that we've seen 10 times already. And, you know, we get the team. The team's like, all right, like, we're in deep crap, because what are we going to do? And then, yeah, so Dusty Simmons, former boy detective, currently leader, Crusaders liaison. So these are the Crusaders. Did you get all of that, Dusty? Listen carefully. I gather you all here from different Earths to calm a temporal event that could ripple through the cosmos. So that's what they're doing. And this is the same plot that we have in Rob Liefeld's Last Blood, in his Brigade relaunch, the failed Indiegogo Kickstarter that he really hasn't actually fulfilled. There's not a lot of evidence for his fulfillment. And it's just now Rob Liefeld does multiverse wars as the as the hook to go into the next issue, and he's done that 3 times now. So yeah, Stolen Valor, everyone. I don't know what else to say. Who the hell colored this? Because I think some of it looks really good. You know, like you would like to know. And I don't know, guys. We don't try and crap on people on this channel. We really don't. But I feel like when you're kind of angry, because I am angry right now. You know, like let's be able to be critical and be vocal on what doesn't work and why. I would say 20 pages. See, we have a number 1, and it says one shot, so it's it's deceptive. I mean, because like right here, like right there. Look, issue 1 for $4. Not a good value, and that's really the big issue here. If it was a little bit more beefy, a little bit more story, you would deal with pages like this. You would accept the Rob Liefeld bad with the Rob Liefeld good right here. You would accept it, but you don't, because it's not consistent. This is broken. There's clearly missing pages, missing panels. Some of these pages are ideas, concepts, sketches, or not finalized. This is a quality we would want throughout the entire book, and very little character building, very little drive to get into the next issue. And we might want to say, maybe Archie saw the writing on the wall too, and they just didn't care about that retailer incentive cover that broke, you know, that basically broke up the whole agreement. Maybe Archie just got out while they could too. That's also a possibility. So AKAPADers here, happy Memorial Day, rock and roll. Crypt loves Memorial Day. He really does. He's big on it.